Charge up your devices, take in any loose objects, and make sure to deflate those inflatable Santas and reindeers. I'm meteorologist Joe Martucci. We do have a storm coming for our Wednesday, and it is going to bring damaging winds across the area. Rain will begin between 8 to 10 a.m. and then end between 5 to 7 p.m. And as the rain comes, it's going to be a windswept rain because we are talking about strong winds and even the potential for power outages and wind damage along and just inland here as we go into our afternoon and evening. And there can be flight delays at Atlantic City International Airport, Philadelphia, and Newark as well as we go into the day here. Now, when we talk about strong winds, we usually have to talk about a clash in temperatures. That's really the fuel for many of our storms here. And you see here at 2:30 p.m., well, you see a lot of that blue over in western Pennsylvania and getting into Ohio here, but then warmer air right where we are. In fact, there is a cold front situated right here, and that's going to push eastward with time, and that's going to give us that really strong potential for some wind damage along the shore here. So here's a look at our futurecast as we go into our day. We're pretty much dry at 6 a.m., but rain moves in at 8 a.m., and by 10 a.m., it's raining everywhere. It's generally a light to moderate rain. And as we go into the afternoon, you start to see that line building to our west. That's the cold front itself, and that would house the potential for our strongest winds. By 5 o'clock, it's pretty much cutting right through our area. You see that front, draw for you right here, at about 5 o'clock, just getting into Atlantic and Cumberland counties. But what will happen is as we go forward with time, that front will push away, and then we're talking about clearing skies as we go into the evening. Forecast winds are going to be from the south and east as we go into our Wednesday. So that's going to bring in warm air. It's also going to allow the shore to really get strong with our winds here. We're talking about 25 to 30 miles an hour consistently blowing. Gusts are going to be higher. Inland here, even 20 to 25 miles an hour. That would be a windy day for us. And we're going to see that windswept rain into the afternoon and into the evening. And then eventually they turn into the north and west after that front passes. And we're still going to stay fairly breezy as we go into the night. And as you go into Thursday, they actually pick up a little bit in terms of our winds as the sun helps mix down some stronger winds just aloft. Speaking of aloft, here's a look at our winds just about a half mile up. This is relatively low in the grand scheme of things and could be seen as our maximum potential gust here. So we get to 2 o'clock. We now get to 3 o'clock, right as that line is trying to pass through the state, 3 to 6 p.m. You see a 70 in Vineland, an 80 in Atlantic City. This is our maximum potential. More than likely, we're going to be under that, but even if you get a 55-mile-an-hour gust, we are talking about the potential for some wind damage. And then as we go into Thursday, you still see aloft 45, 50-mile-an-hour gusts. They're probably going to mix down to the surface because that sunshine will allow it to do so. Forecast rainfall total is going to be generally between a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch in Ocean and Atlantic counties. Cumberland and Cape, a little bit drier. And that's pretty much been the story for the past 7 months or so. Cape and Cumberland are drier than the areas just to the north here, but we'll take any rain that we can get. Again, that power outage risk, we're going to go with a moderate here just because of what could happen during that 3 to 6 or 7 p.m. time frame, and even a thunderstorm is not ruled out as we go into that time. After the front passes, we get back to more seasonable air. Thursday at 6 a.m., we're talking about temperatures right around freezing inland. Over at the coast, we'll be in the mid-30s. And Friday, high temperatures only in the low to mid-40s here. So that wintertime chill comes on back as we go into our first day of December. That is the start of climatological winter. And we'll have some wind chills to go with it here as we go into our Wednesday night. Wind chills going to be only in the low 20s right around dawn as we go into our Thursday here. So here's a look at our inland 7-day forecast for you, show you what's going on. 43 for a high on Thursday, 50 on Friday, plenty of sunshine to end the week. We get warm, wet, and windy again as we go into Saturday and Sunday, back to more seasonable air with a mostly sunny sky. Over at the coast, we're talking about generally the same story, but as we go into Monday and Tuesday here, we'll finish out the 7-day, looking to be a more seasonable pattern, but one that will bring some wetter weather our way as well. Keep it tuned here all day long. We'll have the latest for you on the wind. We'll talk about any damage that comes in, and you can also subscribe to our weather newsletter. It has all of our weather information in one email at pressofac.com/weather.